Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to start the series on the construction practice planning and management. So in this series we will make the several videos. In that we will discuss these are the topics. So the syllabus of this uh, series will be the basics of construction management, bar chart and milestone charts, elements of a network, development of a network, PERT, that is the program evaluation and review technique. It is a very important topic. CPM, critical path method, time cost models, charts, resource allocation, updating AON, various construction equipments used during the construction process, and the quality control, safety and welfare. So there will be many videos on this topic. There was a huge demand that people was telling that you have to make the video on this CPM part and the construction practice planning and management. So I'm going to bring videos on that. So first we will start in our first video. We will start that is the basic of construction management. Okay, what are the various basics, what are the various terms that are used in the construction planning and management that I am going to discuss. So let's start. So I'm starting the first topic, that is the basics of construction management. So in that term, the first topic is what is project. Okay, so what is the project? So project is basically is a composed of jobs, activities, functions or tasks. So it is a basically combination of jobs, various activities, functions or tasks that are related to one to the other in some manner. Okay, so all are related to one to other. Okay, and that will give you something, or that will complete the project is called the project. So a project is composed of jobs, activities, functions or tasks that are related one to the other in some manner, and all of these should be completed in order to complete the project. So all, like if there are various jobs are there, various activities are there, so all should complete, okay, in order to complete the project. So it is a combination of, or it is a composed of, we can say, the job, activities, function or task. Okay, so there are two types of projects basically. First is a temporary and second one is unique. Temporary means, or temporary we can say like that, repeatable type of project, like those type of project that are repeatable in during the period of time. Okay, or unique is unique work. Okay, so temporary means, like we can say the temporary projects are those projects, like you can say the construction of bridges, construction of buildings, construction of dams. So these are the things are temporary, or like you can say the repeatable projects. Okay, so what is the importance of repeatable project? What is the point? That is, it has a definite beginning and end. Okay, so we know how to start the construction of bridge and how it ends, right? So it has, the temporary projects has the definite beginning and the end. Second one is the unique. So unique means we don't know how to uh, start the project and how to end the projects. Okay, so means various research term that comes under this unique projects, so that are not repeatable. Okay, if any research work has been completed, that will not again it is repeatable. Okay, so not repeatable in exactly same manner, that is called the unique project. Okay, so we have two type of things, that is the temporary project and second one is the unique projects, right? So the examples I already told you, that is the first one is the development of a software of a business. So this example, construction of building, setting up a power plant, or we can see the bridge construction. Okay, in civil engineering term, so building is already done, canal construction. So these are the examples of projects which associate with the several activities. Like if you are constructing the bridge, that means you have to do what are the things? You have to arrange the resources of manpower, resources of materials. Then you have to start making the foundation. Then you have to substructure, then superstructure, like that. It is a combination, right? So these are the example of project. Then what is the objective of project? So there are several objectives of the project. That is, first one is the project should be completed in minimum elapsed time. Okay, this is a very important objective, that it should complete in minimum elapsed time. जो minimum time में it should complete the project, right? Also, project should use available manpower and local material resources as far as possible. So you should possible, there should be possibility of availability of local manpower and local material resources. क्योंकि अगर आप locally कोई value use करोगे, local manpower use करोगे, local material resources use करोगे, तो you have to spend very less amount. Okay, so that should be the objective of project. Also, the third object is the project should be completed without any delay and minimum investment cost. So it should not go after the time limit. Okay, so project should be completed without delay or minimum investment cost. So these are the things, these are the three properties of the projects that you have to take care during the completion of the projects, or the period of the completion of the project, right? Next thing is the project management. So what is the project management? Project management is basically an application of knowledge, skills, tools and techniques to meet the project requirement. So for completion of any projects, okay, you have to complete any project, so you have to apply the knowledge, your skills, tools and various techniques you have to apply to complete a project. That is called the project management. Okay, that is called what? The project management. So what are the various elements of project management? Project management had three elements. The first one is the project planning, project scheduling and third is the project controlling. Okay, so first you have to plan the project, then you have to schedule the project, then you have to control the project. Okay, so as I told you, you have to first plan and schedule. So planning and scheduling are done before the start of the project. Okay, जब तक आप प्रोजेक्ट को स्टार्ट करोगे उससे पहले क्या करना पड़ेगा? You have to plan about the project, how your project will go. Also you have to schedule at what time and after which activity you have to do the next activity, right? So that is called as project scheduling. So these two the things you have to do the before the start of the project, whereas controlling is performed after the start of the project. So controlling means that scheduling you did, right? That scheduling you did, like let us consider first you did the A activity, then you did arrange the B activity, then you did the C activity, right? So when your project will going on, you have to keep your eye that your activity is going on smoothly as per your plan that you did in the scheduling and as per the given time you have assigned. So that called the controlling, project controlling. So that will be done after the start of the project. Okay, it's called project controlling. So we will discuss these things in detail. So first is the project planning. So project planning has 8 steps. The first one is decide, second one is the establish, third one is develop, fourth one is evaluate, fifth one is determine, then the test, choose and decide. Okay, so what to define? The first step is the define the objective of the project in definite words. So you have to, what is the objective of your project? What will be the outcome of your project? That you have to define. Then establish the goal and stages intermediate to attain the final target. So final target के बीच में what are the various stages will come, what are the various smaller goals will come that will accumulate, will give you the final target. So that you have to establish intermediate points. Then develop the forecast and means of achieving goals. So you have to forecast at what time it will finish, at what this activity will finish before this, then after that this activity will finish. So these are the things you have to develop in the forecasting of the activities. Then evaluate the organization resources such as financial, managerial and operational to carry out activities and determine what is feasible or not. You have to see your capacity of the organization, in which organization you are working in. So that organization has the capability of the financial, managerial or operational. They have, what are the resources they have available. So based on that you have to evaluate what activities are feasible or not. So using that you have to evaluate what work you have to do. Then the next is the determine. Okay, so determine is the determine alternatives of all individual courses of action that will allow to accomplish goals. Okay, so all the alternatives that I told you, if you are missing anything, then if it is any activity is not possible, then what are the alternatives? Okay, let us consider if you have fixed the time of any activity and that time you have not able to do the work. Let us consider the flood has come, anything has come. So in that case, what alternatives you have to determine for each activities. Then test for consistency with company's policy. You have to maintain the consistency during the completion of the project as per the company's policy. Then choose an alternative which is not only consistent with its goal and concept but also one that can be accomplished with evaluated resources. So what are the available resources you have that you have evaluated? So based on that also you have to choose an alternative that should be the consistent also it accomplished with the evaluated resources. Then you have to decide a proper plan, final plan you have to decide. Okay, you have to make the final plan and based on that you have to proceed for the project scheduling after that. Okay, so what are the importance of planning? So these are the importance plan. It is the first one, it provides direction and unifying framework. Okay, so it provide what? Direction. So if you have initially you have planned your whole project, that means you have a clear direction, you have a clear framework. Okay, so based on that you will proceed throughout the completion of the project. Then also it helps to reveal future opportunities and provide performance standards. You have to fix when you go after the project controlling, then you will assess your performance based on your planning. Your work is going on based on your planning or not. Okay, so that it helps to reveal future opportunities and provide performance standards. Also, it minimizes cost by utilizing available resources in best way. So already um, you have already assessed, you have already made the available what resources you have available, your company available. So based on that, you will minimize your cost based on a proper planning, right? Next is the project scheduling. So after the planning, you have to do the scheduling. You have to identify at what activity, what time it will be done, and before that which activity, after that which activity will come. Okay, so that based on that, scheduling is the allocation of resources such as time, material, space, equipment, and human and technological efforts. Okay, so these things you have to schedule, like the timing of the activities, what are the materials will be used in that activity, if we have a proper space to keep that materials or not, we have a proper equipment to conduct that activity or not, what the human and technological effort we will require for that. So that you have to schedule it. So there are 4 steps in project scheduling. First one is the calculate detailed control information. So first you have already the planning, then you calculate what are the control informations you have. Then assign starting and completion dates to each activity to proceed in a logical sequence and in a systematic manner. Okay, then give consideration to the resources and then allocate the resources. So in the scheduling, basically you have to assess all the control information and you have to give the timing to each activity. Okay, so each activity you have to give the timing. Okay, like this, if you have A, B and C, it is going on like this. Then let us consider if it is the first day, it will complete in 2 days, it will complete in third day. So that time you have to assign initially. Okay, after the project scheduling, we have the project controlling. So project controlling, as I already told, it will be come in the picture after the start of the project, right? So project controlling consists of reviewing the differences between the schedule and actual performance once the project has begun. As I told you already, you have already planned your you have already did the planning based on each activities. So what you have planned initially and what is your actual performance, that you have to assess, and that will come under the project controlling. So it has also the 4 steps. First one is the establish standards or targets. These targets are generally expressed in terms of time. So generally we assign the timings of to each activity. So based on that we assess that. Okay, then the measure performance against the standard set down in the first step. Then identify the deviations from the standards. What are the deviations, like as you have planned already, and based on that planning, what your actual scenario is going on, what are the deviations between if your project is going early or it is going delay. So based on that you have to identify the deviation from the standards. Then suggest and select the corrective measures. After the identifying the deviation, you have to take the corrective measures, and this will involve all the problem identifying, decision making, and organizing the leadership skill of the decision maker. So you have to first in project controlling, as you already did the planning, so based on that you have to assess or identify the deviation from the current scenario, and then you have to take the corrective measures, right? So what are the various methods of project management? So there are the first method is the bar chart. Okay, so bar chart is first introduced by Henry Gantt around 1900 AD. So this is a very important questions that generally in objective questions they will ask. So in that case, the horizontal axis will give you the units of time and vertical axis will be the activities. Okay, activities, let us consider A, B, C, D like that, and time is 1, 2, 3 days. Let us consider it is in the days. Okay, so it is first introduced by Henry Gantt around 1900 AD. So in what is the features of bar chart is that it is basically a pictorial chart. It will give you in the pictorial format or the image format, right? So it is a pictorial chart and it has 2 coordinates, as I already told. The horizontal axis represent the elapsed time and the vertical represent the job or activity, right? I already discussed. Then the beginning and end of each bar represent starting and finishing time. So this part, let's consider this is the beginning, this is called the start time. Okay, and this is the ending time of the activity. Okay, so beginning part is called what? Starting time, and finishing time at end is. Okay, then the length of bar shows the time required for the completion. Next point is what? The length of bar shows the time required for completion. So let us consider it is 1 and it is 6. So the time will be what? Time will be 6 minus 2 equal to 4 days, right? Right. If it is 2 days, we start to write this work and finishing in the 6 days, that means the time taken to complete that activity is the 4 days. So that length of the bar shows the time required for completion. So jobs can be concurrent or can be started one after other. Some bars can run parallel or overlap each other or may run serially. Okay, so if any activity is starting from the same day, right? If any activity is running the same day, so you have to start the parallel type of thing, right? If it is not happening the same days, then you have to put in the parallel side of things also. Okay, so there are some limitations of this bar chart. What are the limitations? The first is the lack of degree of details in this pictorial chart, or you can say the chart. We don't have, you know what, much details we don't have, right? Like if any activity is dependent on another activity, that is not shown here, right? So only major activities are shown in bar chart. So first one is the lack of degree details. So only major activities जो है we can only show in the bar chart. We cannot show the like minor activities. Okay, that will make your bar chart is more clumsy and all. Okay, so basically that's why this bar chart is used for the minor project, not the big projects. Okay, hence effective control over the activities in bar project cannot be achieved. Next is the bar chart does not show progress of work and hence it cannot be used as control device. Means like it does not say that this work has how much time, at which places it is in the current time, okay, and how much it has completed, like how much percentage this work has been completed. That is not shown by this chart. Next, a bar chart is unable to depict interdependency of various activities clearly. So various activities को का interdependency अगर है, एक activity से डिपेंड करता है, so वो ये bar chart जो है वो show नहीं कर पाता. Next, bar chart are not useful in the projects where there are uncertainties in determination of estimation of time required for completion of various activities such as R&D. So research and development के project को ये bar chart handle नहीं कर पाता, जहाँ पर कि टाइम कोई फिक्स नहीं है. ओके, जहाँ पे टाइम फिक्स नहीं है उस टाइप के वर्क में बार चार्ट जो है वो यूजफुल होता है, क्योंकि रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट में क्या होता है, आपका कंप्लीशन टाइम कब होगा ये पता नहीं होता है, राइट? सो इन दैट केस दिस बार चार्ट आर नॉट यूजफुल. देन बार चार्ट कैन नॉट डिस्टिंग्विश बिटवीन क्रिटिकल एंड नॉन क्रिटिकल एक्टिविटीज को यह डिस्टिंग्विश नहीं कर पाता है. हेंस रिसोर्स स्मूथनिंग एंड रिसोर्स लेवलिंग कैन नॉट बी डन. सो यहाँ पर रिसोर्स स्मूथनिंग एंड रिसोर्स लेवलिंग जो है नहीं पता, क्योंकि इसमें हमको क्रिटिकल एक्टिविटीज के बारे में या क्रिटिकल पाथ के बारे में पता नहीं चल पाता. दैट्स व्हाई बार चार्ट डायग्राम्स आर यूजफुल फॉर ओनली स्मॉलर एंड सिंपलर कन्वेंशनल प्रोजेक्ट्स, not for the bigger projects, especially construction and manufacturing projects in which time estimates can made a fair degree of certainty. Okay, तो आपको बड़ा जो प्रोजेक्ट है, जो कोई R&D प्रोजेक्ट है जहाँ पर टाइम फिक्स नहीं है, वहां पर ये वर्क जो है बार चार्ट यूजफुल नहीं आ पाता है. अब इस बार चार्ट के जो डिमेरिट्स हैं उसको हटाने के लिए नेक्स्ट चार्ट आता है, वो आता है आपका माइलस्टोन चार्ट. ओके, इस बार चार्ट को करने के लिए क्या आता है, माइलस्टोन चार्ट आता है. ओके, सो इट इज अ मॉडिफिकेशन ओवर द ओरिजिनल गैंट चार्ट. क्या उसका मॉडिफिकेशन है, जो उसके लिमिटेशंस थे उसको माइलस्टोन चार्ट में एड्रेस करने की कोशिश की गई है. सो माइलस्टोन आर की इवेंट्स ऑफ मेन एक्टिविटीज रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय बार, therefore they give idea about completion of sub activities. So basically इसमें क्या करते हैं कि let us consider कि ये एक माइलस्टोन चार्ट का बार है, इसको हम सब एक्टिविटी में डिवाइड कर देते हैं. ओके, सो अगर इसमें यहाँ तक कंप्लीट हो गया तो मान लीजिए कि ये कंप्लीट हो गया, तो इसमें क्या होता है कि थोड़ा सा आइडिया दिया जाता है कि एक कंप्लीशन ऑफ सब एक्टिविटीज को, इसके अंदर कोई सब एक्टिविटी है, लेट अस कंसीडर की सब एक्टिविटी, लेट अस कंसीडर कि वी हैव टू मेक द फाउंडेशन. ओके, सो फाउंडेशन, for completion of foundation you have to put the reinforcement, then you have to put the concrete, after that you have to do the curing, then the foundation will complete. So that small sub activities you have to address in this milestone chart. Then the linked bar chart. Okay, so it is an important or original bar chart or milestone chart. Okay, इन लिंक्ड बार चार्ट एक्टिविटीज आर लिंक्ड विथ एरोज एंड लाइनर्स। इसमें क्या करते हैं कि एरोज से एक दूसरे को क्या करते हैं, लिंक करते हैं। इसका नजर यहाँ पर एक बार चार्ट हो रहा है और यहाँ पर एक बार हो रहा है, तो अगर ये एक्टिविटी इस पर लिंक है तो हम इसको एरो से क्या करेंगे, लिंक करेंगे। ओके, सो दैट कॉल्ड इन द linked bar chart. So controlling can be better achieved with the help of milestone charts, but still activity interrelationship and accountability of the time uncertainty cannot be depicted, which can be overcome in network technique. So जितने भी बार चार्ट थे, मैंने 3 बार चार्ट पढ़े, तीनों के जो भी डिमेरिट्स थे, जो उसमें इंटर रिलेशनशिप नहीं हो पा रहा था, अनसर्टेनिटी को नहीं ऐसे एड्रेस कर पा रहे थे, उसको सॉल्व करने के लिए हमारे पास आता है एक नया मेथड जो कहलाता है आपका नेटवर्क मेथड्स। ओके, सो दिस इज द वेरी मॉडर्न मेथड, और इन दिस केस वी आर एबल टू एड्रेस दोज deficiencies that we have not able to overcome in the bar. Okay, so in network methods, basically it is a graphical and logical model of sequence of activities. Okay, so क्या है ये graphical और logical model है of sequence of activities. So it is improvement over milestone chart, and all the limitations of bar charts are eliminated in this case. So bar chart जितने भी limitations थे वो यहाँ पर eliminate कर दिए जाते हैं, और उससे एडवांस में जो नेटवर्क मेथड है वो आपका काम करें। सो इट इज एन आउटकम ऑफ द इंप्रूवमेंट इन द माइलस्टोन चार्ट। तो इसके की वेरियस नेम्स है, वेरियस मेथड्स हैं, दैट इज द पार्ट, सीपीएम, यूनिटिक्स, लेस, टॉप्स, स्कैन्स, देयर आर वेरियस मेथड्स। ओके, सो दैट कम्स अंडर द नेटवर्क मेथड। हाउएवर इसमें जो है दो मेजर नेटवर्क मेथड जो बहुत पॉपुलर है वो है आपका पर्ट और दूसरा आपका सीपीएम। These two methods are very popular in the network method. So what are the advantages of network method is that interrelationships between activities and events of a project are clearly shown. जो हम charts में, bar charts में show नहीं कर पा रहे थे interrelationships between activities and events, वो हम यहाँ पर clearly show कर पाएंगे. The project can be treated as the integrated whole with all its sub activities clearly related to with each other. It helps इन कंट्रोलिंग द प्रोजेक्ट। सो इसमें जो है सभी सब एक्टिविटीज जो है वो क्लियरली रिलेटेड होंगे ईच अदर से, और जिसमें कि हमको कंट्रोल, प्रोजेक्ट कंट्रोलिंग में हमको हेल्प होगा। देन द थर्ड एडवांटेज इज नेटवर्क मेथड इज यूजफुल फॉर वेरी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड प्रोजेक्ट्स हैविंग लार्ज नंबर ऑफ एक्टिविटीज। अगर कोई बहुत सारा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड प्रोजेक्ट है, बहुत लार्ज एक्टिविटीज है, तो उसके लिए भी ये नेटवर्क मेथड जो है बहुत यूजफुल होता है। इट इंडिकेट द टाइम रिक्वायर्ड इन बिटवीन टू एक्टिविटीज इन विच रिशेड्यूलिंग ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट is possible. That we will see during our, when we go in detail the network method, that we will see how it indicate the time required between the two activities. Okay, also time uncertainty is accounted for, and so it is also useful for R&D project, that is research and development projects में use करते हैं, क्योंकि इसमें time uncertainty भी जो है accounted होता है. So there are two type of the network. Okay, so first one is the activity on arrow diagram, that is called AOA. Then the activity on node diagram, that is AON. These was the basics of the project management. सो इसके बाद हम इसके आगे की जो भी हम थ्योरी है वो हम नेक्स्ट वीडियो में करेंगे। आज हम यहीं तक रखने देते हैं। ओके, सो थैंक यू वेरी मच गाइज।